Going woke in this case could be deadly. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the CEO of OceanGate, which is a company behind the missing submersible trying to find a Titanic wreckage. He said that he did not want to hire a bunch of experienced 50-year-old white guys because they were not going to be inspirational. You want to get these young kids interested in the water and submarines and all that kind of stuff. How are we going to inspire them with 50-year-old white guys that know what they're doing? Now, obviously, you might need some guys that have experience to understand what they're doing when you're dealing with submersibles that go 12,500 feet under the ocean surface. Understand this. The Empire State Building is about 1,000 feet from top to bottom. So you're talking about 12,500 feet. That's about 10 or 11 Empire State Buildings stacked on top of each other vertically. That is a very tall height and a very deep depth. Now, before I go any further into it, we have a lot to get through. We're going to get to some video. We got a lot. I won't read this entire article right here, but you see what's going on. Titanic Tour CEO didn't hire 50-year-old white guys because they weren't inspirational. You see it right there. And that is the submersible in better days when it was above the surface. And to be clear, as I said in the previous video, I hope these guys are found. But hey, it's Wednesday, right around 12 noon. And initial report said they have enough oxygen to last until tomorrow, Thursday morning, at the latest. So really, the clock is ticking. You got about 24 hours at best to find these guys. Hey, it looks kind of rough right now, but I'm going to leave this article in the description. There's actually a video here. I believe he spoke about this whole situation. And of course, I will link to this video in the description as well.
Listen to what he talks about. The CEO talks about hiring people.
Yes, I mean, when I started the business, one of the things you'll find, there are other sub-operators out there, but they typically have gentlemen who are ex-military submariners, and you'll see a whole bunch of 50-year-old white guys. I wanted our team to be younger, to be inspirational, and I'm not going to inspire a 16-year-old to go pursue marine technology. But a 25-year-old, who's a sub-pilot or a platform operator or one of our techs can be inspirational. And so we've really tried to get very intelligent, motivated, younger individuals involved because we're doing things that are completely new. We're taking approaches that are used largely in the aerospace industry is related to safety and some of the preponderance of checklists, things we do for risk assessments and things like that are more aviation related than ocean related. And we can train people to do that. We can train someone to pilot the sub. We use a game controller, so anybody can drive the sub.
Okay, so that's what he said. That was the voice of Stockton Rush. He is the CEO of OceanGate, and I believe he is a person that is currently piloting the submersible. Now, there's more here. In order for you to get on this submersible to go check out the Titanic wreckage, you got to pay a lot of money, $250,000, and you got to sign a waiver. And on that waiver, it has some very distressing details. Let's hear from a person who was on the previous mission.
People should know to even get on the boat that takes you to the Titanic, you sign a massive waiver that lists one way after another that you could die on the trip. They mentioned.
So they're talking about, I guess, this boat right here, right? That's the boat that will basically ferry the submersible to the Titanic wreckage. That's what I'm assuming. Maybe I could be wrong. But to even get on this part before you get in the water, really, they say, hey, man, sign this waiver because you might die.
In death 3 times on.
Hold on. Let me go back a little bit so you can hear what he's saying clearly without my interruption.
After another that you could die on the trip. They mentioned death 3 times on page 1. And so it's never far from your mind. You try and put it out. But as I was getting onto the sub, I mean, that was my thought, well, this could be the end. So, nobody who's in this situation was caught off guard. It's very bad things broke this way, but you all know what you're getting into. It's really exploration. It's not a vacation, and it's not thrill seeking. It's not like skydiving or something. These are explorers and travelers who want to see something.
I think it is thrill seeking. I think it most certainly is thrill seeking because it's a dangerous thing that you probably shouldn't be doing. You guys are not necessarily professionals. You guys just want to pay that $250,000. Like if it was about exploration, the price tag wouldn't be so high, in my humble opinion. There might be some kind of group behind you guys that are able to fund the trip. Now, here is some more. Okay, there's a lawsuit. I'm gonna read this right here. Let me zoom in a little bit. There is a lawsuit from a former employee who warned the CEO and leadership team that the Titanic tour sub isn't safe and needed further safety testing.
So, I now have a copy of the lawsuit filed by David Lockridge, a former employee of OceanGate, who said he was fired after his concerns dating all the way back to 2018 over the submersible's hull safety were not addressed of the exact vessel that is now missing while on expedition to view the Titanic wreckage. The suit says Lockridge warned in 2018 that the sub safety could be compromised by, quotes, poor quality control and safety protocols that, quotes, paying passengers would not be aware of. David Lockridge was OceanGate's former director of Marine Operations and also alleged that he was wrongfully terminated after raising these concerns about the company's refusal to conduct critical, non-destructive testing of the experimental design.
Let's pause right here for a minute. So the guy said he got fired after bringing up the safety concerns rather than, he in his warning and saying, hey, okay, we're going to look into it. We're going to conduct some tests, some drills, something to make sure that the integrity of the structure is sound. Rather than doing that, he alleges that they fired him. Just say, hey, man, clear your desk out, get out.
These filings say that after OceanGate's CEO Stockton Rush asked Lockridge to do a quality inspection of the submersible, Lockridge developed grave concerns about a lack of non-destructive testing performed on the hull of the Titan. While completing the inspection, Lockridge said he asked co-workers if anyone had formally scanned the materials being used to secure the vessel from the high-pressure environment. Lockridge said he was told that no such scans had been done. Instead, he said, sound-based systems would check for flaws in the hull in real time in order to detect issues. Lockridge said that while he was met with hostility and denial of access to necessary documentation, while completing the inspection report, he submitted it on January 18, 2018. The next day, he spoke before company leadership, including Rush Bonnie Carl, the Human Resources Director, Tony Nissen, the Engineering Director, Scott Griffith, the Operations Director, and raised his concerns. Lockridge said he recommended OceanGate voluntarily seek out regulation and classification through an agency such as the American Bureau of Shipping, which the filings say inspects and certifies submersibles with assurance tests and satisfy industry standard safety controls. But Lockridge said that after the meeting, he was fired. OceanGate then allegedly gave Lockridge approximately 10 minutes to immediately clear out his desk and exit the premises. A court filing says it's unclear whether Lockridge's concerns were ever addressed or whether these scans occurred at a later date. Lockridge's allegations were filed as a countersuit against OceanGate, which had accused him of breach of contract, fraud, and revealing trade secrets. Lockridge denied all of the charges. The case was settled out of court.
Okay, there's more. That's part one of that. There's part one of that, but then there's more. What have we heard so far? You got a lot of problems. You got a lot of problems. You got some legal issues going on. You got some employee drama going on. But why not test the structure of this submersible? And like you're not dealing with a pond. You're not dealing with something that's simple. You couldn't just dive down there by yourself. If you are a human being in that deep of water, your body would get crushed. You would suffocate. You would not survive. Scuba gear or no scuba gear, you're not going to survive that depth. So it's very important that the structure of this submersible, submarine craft, whatever you want to call it, is sound. It's very important.
The case was settled out of court in November of 2018.
Okay, so there wasn't too much more there. He just said that it was settled in 2018. So you're talking about 5 years ago, the case was settled. And here we are now with the submarine missing. Who knows where it is or what happened? I read that they heard some banging noises, or they are hearing some banging noises every 30 minutes from the area in which it went missing, but they deployed a device or devices to find it, and they've come up empty so far. They're searching the area the size of the state of Maryland, 12,000 square miles. 12,000 square miles they're searching. Okay, so they've not found anything yet. And as I said, this is right around 12 noon Wednesday, June 21st. Tomorrow is the deadline because they have a finite amount of oxygen inside the submersible. Only about 96 hours worth, and they departed Sunday. So we're at the deadline. Hopefully they're found, but it doesn't look too good. And I think that there were a few things that could have been done before this journey that would have made the journey a little bit safer. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what's going on here with the submersible and the whole, we don't want to hire 50-year-old white guys who are experienced. Anybody can drive the sub, the video game controller. And then the allegation from a former employee talking about they didn't want to do the rigorous safety testing of the craft. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. As I said in the original video about this, I'm not going on that rinky-dink looking sub for any kind of money, let alone $250,000. I would never. Okay. I like having fun and adventures to a certain extent, but I'm not going to go to that level and risk my life for what though? Okay. To find to explore the Titanic wreckage. What am I going to find? What am I really going to find down there? All right. I'd rather would drop some kind of camera that can survive that amount of pressure underwater and look at it that way rather than going down there myself. But hey, again, hopefully they get found safe and sound. I don't wish anything bad on these people. I don't know these people. I'm just saying I wouldn't do it. What about y'all? Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.